It's still happening. So apparently the controversy with Sony as well as Naughty Dog is continuing. For some of the latest updates, let's go to Ryan Kinnell at RK Outpost. Ryan, what do we know?
And it has now gone beyond Sony and Naughty Dog, trying to cover everything up, trying to silence everyone by copyright striking YouTubers like myself because they don't like what we're saying about their game, because they don't like the effect that it's having. They don't like people's reaction to The Last of Us 2.
Now, it can't just be because you have an opinion that disagrees with somebody. I mean, there has to be something else going on. Let's check in with Lethal Lightning, because apparently he's been covering this topic. Lethal?
Channels ranging from 500 subscribers, I think maybe even lower, to all the way up in the hundreds of thousands getting struck. So they're going after pretty much anybody that's talking about this situation in a negative light.
Well, this is just completely arbitrary. I mean, that don't make sense. What else do we know?
But this is where it became an issue for many, many, many more people. Once these strikes started to happen, that was it. The wildfire had spread.
Internet rule number 2, the internet is forever.
It had gone all over the internet by that. We had huge channels with like 2 million subscribers, starting to talk about it. We had so many people talking about the strikes that were happening surrounding the leaks. But when these strikes started to go around to various YouTube channels and the DMCAs across anybody that dared speak about it, again, seemed kind of random, to be honest with you. That was when it became a serious issue for a lot more people. People that were still kind of on the fence started to say, no, the way Naughty Dog and Sony is abusing the system is wrong. They're going down a bad route. They're becoming pretty anti-consumer, to be honest with you. That was when people started to cancel the pre-orders. Everyone that I personally know that was excited for this game has canceled their pre-order.
Well, how about the game itself? What do you think is going to happen?
Now, make no mistake, I have absolutely zero doubt in my mind that the gameplay of this game will be really good. The first one was.
Good point.
It will be a really well-developed game. I would be honestly surprised if the game did not play well whatsoever. And in fact, I think this game is still going to sell pretty well. I mean, we're in the middle of a global pandemic lockdown. There's nothing else to do, and there's still a very loyal fan base to this game. So this game is still going to make a boatload of money and, sell a lot of copies. Your money, spend it as you will.
What would you say to folks that maybe would disagree with somebody on things regarding this issue?
And that doesn't mean you have to necessarily agree with them on every take they have. I mean, that's kind of impossible if you really think about it. And honestly, it sounds kind of boring to me if you agree with everybody on everything. Look more objectively and accept other people's opinions. I feel that's the big one, being able to accept other people's opinions. Within reason, of course. I'm not talking anything totally outrageous, but it seems almost random in who's been struck and who hasn't been struck. Like I've said, I've done about 4 videos on the topic myself, and I haven't received a strike just yet, luckily, and hopefully it can stay that way.
Well, let's check back in with Lethal. Let's see if he has any updates. Oh, what's this? Oh, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. Huh.
And I'm kind of expecting this situation to become a whole lot bigger than it is right now.
Well, let's follow up with Mara Jade. Let's see, because I commented on a video that she had done about this the other day. Oh, look, here's a response. Why does that icon look different? Oh. Oh, no. Not again. All right. Since this is an op-ed, let me give my opinion. I have a quote-unquote conspiracy hypothesis, or let's call it conspiracy hype. In this case, what is something that seems to be a commonality between a lot of these individuals getting struck? Now, basically, if somebody is using video or images from something that was stolen from Sony and Naughty Dog, and it has yet to even be released publicly, I feel like they do have a right to at least file a claim, because there's a good argument that it is their IP. However, if someone's just given their opinion on something and they're not using that intellectual property, that's a frickin' problem. Now, I looked into this a little bit, and here's what I found. It seemed like a number of these strikes seem to have happened, and I remember a number of folks were often referring to an article from Bounding Into Comics. So I went and I happened to find the article, and then there just happened to be a point there where they basically say game footage down below, and it doesn't appear to be there anymore. There just seems to be a standard Google ad. I'm wondering, because I didn't really pay attention to what was going on in the background. I often listen to a lot of videos, or I didn't really pay attention at all. I should have, but what I'm thinking of is on a number of browsers. If you go on a page, sometimes videos will autoplay. Now, if there happened to be copyright material that was working in the browser, that could be a reason why Sony would lay claim to it as their intellectual property, even if it was a smaller bit there. Now, the big thing is, if this is the issue, they'd let people know, right? Because you want people to avoid sharing your unreleased intellectual property because it's your property. And you would let people know that rather than being punitive and going out of your way to strike down YouTubers. I'm sure that's not the case whatsoever, but seeing folks that I know happen to get striked, it kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So let's go over to our bearded friend, the lovely Gary. Whisper sweet nothings into my ear.
The memes of destruction. Yes, hail memes of destruction. Memes can destroy narratives, elections, movies. They're the great equalizer, and I love them. I do.
Do you really?
I do.
What's that? We have word Ryan has an update? Ryan, what do we got?
But now it's gone to the memes.
What?
They're coming for the memes, everyone. Nothing is safe at this point from Sony, from Naughty Dog.
I'm gonna need more sourcing on this. Wait, what's that? Lethal? What do we know, Lethal?
I mean, for fuck's sakes, even memes were getting hit with strikes. How the fuck do you strike a meme?
Why? I just wanted to make videos of the fandom menace, portraying them as furries. Is that so wrong? Guess we're gonna have to keep going.
Crazy talk right there.